Hi, everybody. Welcome to issue 7, the final issue in our Masks Arcane game, where we are playing Masks New Generation on the Gauntlet. We are using the Gauntlet's inclusivity policy. We're using safety tools, including X cards, lines and vowels, and script change. And during a cooldown session at the end of last time, script change was called just to change one of the things to give a player greater feel of control of agency for the character, which is exactly what they are for. We are going to be closing down with big stars and roses at the end of this game to decompress. We've spoken about what we want to get out of the game, but we are back with the Sinister Kids, who last time changed the world in that troublesome teenager sort of way by breaking down the rules of the Crescent City and the hidden world, and letting bad things out, which has had an immediate effect on Bay Minerva's family. But we have got Rick Soto the Shadow, played by David, Silaru, Revenant, played by Sabine, Bay Minerva, played by Andrew, and Ash Rodriguez, who came into their own as Prometheus, played by Andrea. And with that, let's get into character and play some superhero antics with a Vertigo twist. So the team were together. You had a text, Bayer, from your mother, one of your mothers, who was showing you that the shop was on fire, and it was very clear standing outside the shop to you, Ash, was your uncle.
Rude.
What's the plans, Stans?
I'm heading there. Just like, I think I just say like, I think I tried to say my mom's in danger and my house is on fire, and I mix up the two sentences and I say my mom's on fire. Such is her panic.
Yeah, and I believe then you ran off, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll frame then the first frame of the today's comic outside the now burned out remnants of the novel hovel. The fire crew are still spraying water. Both of your moms are there. They've got blankets around them, sitting on the back of ambulances. There is a crowd of tourists, neighbors, and all around. And then we see them part to see the Sinister Kids enter the scene. Bea, let's go to you first. How do you react?
I'd move to hug my mom's. If they're in a safe spot and there doesn't seem like to be anyone. I think Bea's in a too distraught of a state to do superheroic stuff. She's gonna go for her mom's.
Legit. So you grab your moms, and there is much sobbing as the three of you are reunited. Sai, how do you react to this?
I think I'll hang back a little and try to assess the scene, I guess. Not very good at that, but...
Yeah. So we're going to call assess situation with superior.
Yeah.
The -1 for you.
Yeah. Well, I've got a 5. 3.
Finally, the dice roller takes their revenge on Sai. So, as your eyes sort of pervade the scene, you can see what's left of the kitchen, and burning on the kitchen stove is a pot of gumbo. But other than that, you spot nothing.
God.
Ash.
This place is on fire, right?
It's
Or is
pretty
it-
much out now, yeah. But
Oh.
they're still, they've got hoses spraying in. There's still smoke and smoldering, and
I guess I should do something nice. I'm going to hang back and I'm going to try and unleash my powers to subtly help subdue the situation, so there's no further danger from the fire, etc.
Okay, you're going to need to have a full hit for it to be subtle. Otherwise, it's not subtle. So you're going to roll
Yeah.
that with some freak from me, please, which is +2 for you at the moment.
Oh. That makes 9.
There is in the team. I'm just going to put one more into it to start any session. There is 3 teams. If anyone wants to help you be subtle.
Yeah, I think maybe as I kind of see Ash like concentrating.
Yeah, because he'll probably like lift his hand a little bit and start to, his eyes will start to like just warm up and glow a little.
Yeah, and I think just like the sort of the light just dims and there's like a shadow passes over the two of them, concealing the Ash's gesture from any onlookers.
Okay, so that is takes up to a 10, which is a full hit. So describe what they don't see and what it looks or feels like then, Prometheus.
Yeah, see, this is quite difficult for Ash because direct sort of control of other fires is not really directly within his usual power set. So this is like a very focused extension of the basics of his legacy. And so he's concentrating, he's reaching out, he's like trying to feel the fire and subdue it. And yeah, like just what happens is you've probably got this situation where you have all this black and you can still see embers and glows, and the building just slowly goes still and cold and almost dead. And there's just water and smoke. And you can just feel the heat leach out of the air.
Okay. So, yeah, it's enough to make people nearby's hair on their arms raise, but it does. Fire sort of gives up its ghost and it is gone. Rick, you're assisting with that, but anything else that you want to do?
Yeah, I think I'm actually going to activate my burn, as this seems an opportunity to use it. And I think what we see is kind of like in like the comic, we kind of see like thought bubbles on various of the characters around here, and they're all kind of they're probably more than like the sort of fluffy cloud thought bubbles. They're probably a bit more jagged, and they're sort of all like bordered in different colors. And we don't get like much detail from them, but it's kind of clear that we can kind of see like people's, you know, sort of fear, anger, and stuff like that spiking out. And I think we just kind of see like threads of all the colors from the emotions like pooling into the sort of shadowy cloak that's or the sort of aura around Rick.
Grand. So roll to activate your burn then, which you had +1 for conditions on this, which I'm not sure if you've got any.
I don't believe I do at the moment, no. That is no. That is a 7. It was a 9 to a 7, so not that big of a change.
Burn is one of the most cruel powers in all of masks. So at a 7 to 9, you hold 3 burn and mark a condition.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to mark. I think I'm going to mark angry. I think that's. Yeah. Actually, do I want to mark angry or? No, actually, I think it's going to be. afraid, because I think that's probably the feeling that's most. I mean, I suppose it's probably a toss-up, but I think I'm going to go with afraid.
Mm-hmm. So, as you sort of hear this and you can see people looking, one thing you do note already, Rick, is normally just people they just don't seem to pay that much attention to you, but eyes are on all four of you. Everyone is sort of looking at you. Something has changed. But now you've activated your burn. Was there something within your burn powers that you wanted to specifically ask me?
Yes, I would like to spend a point of burn to use my elemental awareness. And what I think that this looks like is essentially kind of Rick gets just like just a very like light feel for people's like memories in the area. And the question I'd like to find out from this is, I think, we've got a fair clue of like what happened here, but I think I'd like to know, why was this place attacked? And see if I can just kind of get a read on that from people's sort of surface thoughts and memories.
So we sort of, I think, see a scene where you can tell all this noise and Rick's eyes turn towards Bear's mom's, and she sort of cuts out the noise, and you can sort of see the Sun Eater sitting at the table. He, in your vision, glows with black fire. No, white fire, cleansing, burning. It is sort of really white heat. Burns in a different hue and intensity to Prometheus. He's not light. You can sort of feel it. And he's speaking to Marisol, and then all of a sudden, you can literally see some charms on the wall crack, and you can feel and see the teacup or chocolate cup he's drinking from breaks in two, and Marisol says something in French, which is undoubtedly a curse word, and we see the Sun Eater smile and stand, and his mouth is just sort of full of this bright melting fire, and say, "Why, thank you, nephew." And then he looks at Marisol and says, "Tell them I am kind, and that is why I let both of you live. But tell them I'm not very kind, and I burn this place." And the fire goes up.
Cool.
I suppose, yeah. Let's go back to Bayer. I think Miriam is saying something very odd and strange has happened. Something has changed. All the wards that kept the place neutral territory, they just sort of broke. I don't know what's going on. And then this thing, whatever it is, he had the mark of a god about him, just burnt the place. Said he was burning it to remind Prometheus who is in charge.
Where did he go? Where is he?
I don't know. We got out quickly as we could.
Okay. Can you stay with I'll have to make a random character we'll never see. Auntie Sue. There we go. That's a name. You should go with Auntie Sue. He said Prometheus. I look towards like Ash. Okay, he sounds. Look, just go to Auntie Sue's.
Miriam puts her hand on yours and says, "Bayer, please, this is too much. This is too big for you. Please come with us. Leave this. You can't get caught up with Prometheus's and Apollo's things. it's enough. You have to stop this game. You're not a superhero. And she's telling you who you are.
Oh, no, finally, it took the final session for me to reject what my mom was saying. Fun times. Oh, imagine if I fail this. Do I have any conditions? No, I don't. All right. So I did fail that, which is great.
By how much?
Let's see. By 2. I rolled a 5.
So,
There is 2 team in the pool. But,
I think the emotional harm of this is how it angers you. I think we want to sort of see, right? That's right. So on a miss, their words hit you hard. Mark a condition, and I will move your labels.
Please do so.
I am gonna put your freak up, and I'm gonna put your mundane down.
Other.
Your
Oh wow, my stat line is completely symmetrical. Look at that.
Now your true power is unlocked.
Yes, the power of the palindrome. It's ABBA maneuver, but it hurts, and she sort of won't let go of your hand. I said, like, I'm serious. Enough of these games.
I think Bea puts a hand on her mom's hand, and says like, okay, maybe there was a point where it was a game, yes, but that was weeks ago. Me and my friends, we've done so much. We've tried to do our best, and I think we've done our best. And yes, this is Ash's family's nonsense, but he I know that if it were our nonsense impacting to his, he'd help me out, and I can't not help him this time.
So it cost us our home, our business. We're your family. Are we less important to you than him?
That's not what I meant. It's just this is how I know the best way to help us is to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Miriam throws off the blanket and goes over and starts prodding Ash in the chest.
Huh?
She said, why have you drawn my daughter into your family's nonsense? Why? We have nothing to do with this. We're not some sacrificial victim in your games of heroes. And she's telling you who you are.
I'm not taking that from her.
Jack, the upset mom roll then.
Didn't fight the entire Shadow Court just to lose it to a mom. I get a 10 on that roll.
So, on a 10 plus, you can choose 2 from the reject someone influences roll.
Oh, there's options.
Yeah, clear condition or mark potential. And immediately act to prove them wrong, shift your labels, or cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them.
I will. Mark potential by acting to move along, shuffle label of one of the down your choice, cancel their influence and take. I think I'll go for the first 2. I'm going to try mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Ash is sort of like going to hold his hands up defensively and Ms. Minerva, I never asked anything of Bea. If anything, I've taken our previous conversations to heart and only want Bea to be safe, but we don't get to make choices for her. She has to make these choices herself. I'm sorry this happened to you. I never wanted this. We've opened something awful and I need to go close it.
She sort of looks, and she's crying and looks up and says, "If my daughter gets hurt, I will never forgive you."
I will never forgive myself.
Turns away and says, and just says, "I'm done with this city."
I'm going to pop my savior up and my danger down.
I think we sort of see a sort of almost like a fast. Well, does anyone else want to talk to anyone else in the team? We sort of see a fast forward scene, I suppose, of things moving back and forth, and then the fire engines departing and the crowd dispersing, and it's just the Sinister Kids left.
Does anyone here have any great ideas on how to
Who the hell did this?
find the perpetrator?
Ash, who the hell did this?
Sorry, I'm having a little mind fuzz right now. How much have I been told about the incident?
You saw the picture, but other than that, no one else has told you. No one else has told you much, other than Miriam giving you a hard time for something that she didn't explain.
Yeah, I know nothing about this, Bea. What do you guys know?
I think it was someone in your family, Ash.
Someone in my family.
And he'll give a description of the uncle, because I don't think he'll have particularly met him before.
Yeah. Ash will just probably put his hands on his face for a second. Oh. It's my great uncle. He's not sure what the right term is. He's not one of us anymore. He wants to destroy us.
Well, maybe we should get on top of that before he can do that then.
Yeah. Must.
I guess I can go to my sister and her people and see if they may know a way we can. They may know where we can find him, how we can track him down. If you don't have any clues, Ash.
No. I felt him a couple of days ago. He like he was making his presence known. But we've been so focused on everything else.
I might ask the ghosts or the spirits of the dead of the city if they know where he is. He seems like the guy who causes people to be dead. So
he has killed.
Yeah, then maybe somebody has memories of where he might be, and I kind of can connect with that. If you want me to.
Please, anything you can do.
I'll try. Let's see what I can do. And I will then try to call up the spirits of the dead or the dead in the vicinity and ask them if they've seen this person. I think maybe, I don't have a description, but a guy who burnt down the store should be memorable enough.
Sure. So, how do we want to deal with this? I think, is this an assess situation or an unleash your powers?
I think it's mostly unleash your powers, right?
Yeah, probably. I think, yeah. Unleash your powers.
I'm better at that. Okay, yeah, I've rolled a 6, so +3, that's a 9. I am unleashing.
Does someone help you spooky it up to a 10?
I don't know. Anybody wants to help? I don't know if anybody can help precisely what I'm doing. Calling up the dead.
Yeah, at the moment, Bea's like gone from like being short and sleepy to like digging through bits of the.
I think actually, yeah, maybe Rick can
Oh,
actually like
yeah.
summon an image of him from the memory
Yeah.
he saw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Cool. Then we'll use the team and get this up to a 10.
Mm-hmm.
Select my team. Okay.
So, do you want to describe what this looks like?
I think it doesn't look to most people. It doesn't look like much. I think Rick might feel the attendance of these minds, these beings. I mean, maybe there is one or two dead things that start to twitch or move, like a rat that lies somewhere in the burned out house, and that's kind of weirdly twitchy. But that's just a side effect, I guess. Other than that, I think, Rick might hear the voices that come and whisper at Sai's ear and answer their question about, have you seen this? Have you seen this? Where is he?
I think the ghosts. So yeah, extending a sense, the ghosts sort of there's always ghosts around the city. The city is almost infested with them, and one of them looks and points at you and says, "Oh, why should we tell you anything? What's in it for us? He will sound the horn, and with Gere, they will raise us up from the dead, and we will live again."
He cannot do this. This is not. He's lying to you. If he promises that, he's lying. I am dead. I know what that is like. It is not. This is not what you want.
He heralds the sixth sun, and it will come. I wish to live again. I have grandchildren now.
Yes, but they will be dead if the sixth sun rises. Even if it should give you life, will not grant them theirs.
I don't understand. I think you may need either to provoke them or comfort and support. I'll let you choose what your attack is.
I think I might try with comfort and support, only I have to roll this. Or the other one provokes with, doesn't matter. I'm not good at anything
Pierce the
here.
Mask is the other one you could use in this situation. So it's a question of how you...
It's still the stats I'm terrible at, but I will try. I think I will try to provoke them though.
Or again, you can use Wish I Could Be.
But I don't envy them. That's I thought about using that, but that would mean that I would have to tell them what I envy about them. Maybe I have something. Hey,
they remember who they were.
Yeah, you're right.
And they have family.
Yeah, thank you. So I will say, look, you remember who you were. You remember your family. I don't. I've risen from the dead. So who says that you will still remember who you were when you rise? Or if you will be like me, lost, alone, unsleeping, just wandering not knowing what to do.
Roll then for me, please.
Yeah, and I'll roll with freak. That's a lot better. Roll the same thing. But it's a 6 plus 3. It's still a 9.
Again, does someone want to help you on that last point of the team?
I think I'm fine with a 9. Actually, I don't have any. I don't have any conditions. I don't need this to be a 10.
Okay. Oh, this is the comfort support you were using. Yes, of course.
It's comfort and support,
Yeah.
right?
So he sort of looks and says, "If I help you, will you lay flowers at my grave? Will you tell my grandchildren that I'm a good man?"
I will. I promise. But you have to tell me your name.
I'm Jacob Davidson. I used to play the horn. And you can sort of hear jazz music whispering over the wind. And then there's a sort of a feeling that all of you have, which is the promise has been made in the city, and the city seems to remember these things. And so the cycle starts again.
It's fine. I was doing this willingly. This was my decision.
Indeed. So he says, where the city meets the sea, there is a crossroads,
Okay.
and the sun will rise, and there they will end this world and bring about the new one. It says it's a pauper's field, full of so many dead.
It's a portal. Okay. Fine. And then I will tell you all that we have to go there, to Crossroads between the city and the sea, because there's a portal. And at sunrise, it was sunrise, right?
Yep.
Yeah, at sunrise, he will then try to usher in the 6th sun, I guess, which will make all the ghosts come to be alive again. But I don't think it's gonna be quite that nice for everyone else, because I think he's in league with gating.
Oh, Bear shouts from the distance. Somehow hearing that.
What did you say?
Yeah, I didn't quite hear you then either, Leandro. Can you repeat that then?
Oh, a bear just shouted "cool" from the distance, so she's still like digging through.
What are you looking for, Bear?
Looking for a lockbox. Hopefully it survived. If I have to roll to try and find this, it has a notebook inside it that contains some old costume ideas, some of which have been turned to paper. Like, I remember, like when we went to that ball, she took that paper and turned it into a mask.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's looking for this coat she's wearing is feeling far too warm now.
No, I think we see you going through and pushing past remnants of childhood things and old burnt books and the posters you had on the wall, and then probably what was the remnants of the chest underneath your bed and the wreckage. You find this safe box, which is charred but still intact.
Yeah, I think she just takes that and sees that the very tiny locking spell, one of the first things she learned, is still there. just kind of like undoes it, and yeah, there's this old spiral notebook, with just the words like "Bear Minerva" stickered on it, and plans, ideas, and whatnot. And she kind of smiles as she like takes it out and leaves through, and there's some bad ideas in there, but the kind of bad ideas that someday may turn to good ideas. And she takes out a page as she's kind of like taking off her coat and also turning that into paper because she's not going to like throw it away because it's a nice coat. That's the one that she wore when she faced the Shadow Court with her friends, so she's not going to throw that away. But the new one that she kind of pulls out is like it's a bit more simpler. It's just like long blue kind of it's a long blue kind of coat with a rather high collar lined with gold. It's a very, I think this is like the 5th Masks game where I've stolen from Dishonored's aesthetic, but I'm gonna keep doing it because Dishonored's aesthetic is cool. So it is kind of like that. It's a tall, high colored blue coat with like gold and red lining inside, and it is literally just to look cool. It's not really like anything to like to be practical in any way, and thankfully it still has pockets inside it. It's just they're a bit more subtle. So
Are they full of ice cream sandwiches?
Sadly they're not. No.
And what's the point?
The thing is, in even with the spell we've cast, in this warmth, they're just gonna melt anyway.
No.
No ice cream sandwiches, but there is a box of smokes.
Yeah, but it feels that it's like, so that's where Sherry left those smokes. Okay, I should probably give it back to her. But yeah, she gets a change of coat.
Okay. Where are you going? What are you doing?
So, I guess they're going to be at the Crossroads on the edge of town. I'm going there. Anybody want to come along?
Was Rick gonna talk to his sister?
I don't particularly need to. Now we know where they are.
Crossroads seem to be my thing, so yeah, I'm coming.
Bear?
Yeah.
Nice jacket. If you're coming, your family's lost a lot today. Just keep yourself safe, please. For all our sakes.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Ash. Let's just do this.
Like, whatever I did back in the Shadow Place, that power is long gone. So, it's not going to be easy.
You didn't really get a chance to rest after that. We just had a pot of gumbo. Are you okay?
I'm always good. I'll sleep later.
Yeah, let's do this.
So, if it's just we do this, I think we see on the next page in the issue, we see Gede in his midnight merry clown form, standing next to the white coat suited Sun Eater. And the two of them have a bottle of rum and they're pouring glass. I think that Gede pours it to the Sun Eater and says, "Are you sure they will come?" Says, "Yes." Said, "And then we can end both of it. You can have a soul that you want. I can claim the power that should be mine." What are the other two? Inconsequential. Let's save them for a rainy day.
No.
You and it is a crossroads at the beyond the edge of the city. You know where it is. There is a large paupers field graveyard that no one for years people have tried to build on it, but it's never been successful. Thousands were buried here in a plague in the past. There is a crossroad that would have once led to a mansion at the end of the cliffs that has long since gone and leads now just out of the open sea. And it is a few hours before dawn. What does your entry look like?
Does it feel like we're trying to be stealthy?
I assume it probably looks like
No.
a gaggle of outlandish teens wandering through the street at the early hours of the morning, right?
Do we have a car, maybe? Anybody? No? Well, then let's just walk up to them. Then let's not try stealth. It never works anyway. We should have a... No,
I just got this view of like, let's get them. How are we going to get there? Uber. That's the heroes. Uber to their final confrontation. Or whoosh
we
in
have
magic.
hours we can walk.
We'll get there. Whoosh.
I mean,
magic.
I can run there pretty fast, but I'd rather not.
Yeah. As I say, as you arrive, the two of them are waiting. Welcome, says Gede, or Merry Andrew, as he was once known. His cape of swords he bows with. You feel a pain in your chest sigh, and a memory flickers back of being stabbed by that the second time in the cathedral and the first time when your life was taken from you. And your great uncle, you have not seen for many years, Ash. It is good of you, says the Sun Eater, for you to come to give praise here at the end of the world. You will be among the first to die, but we will honor you and make flutes from your bones.
I'm already dead, and technically I don't have any bones. Or wherever they are.
Oh, poor little child, says Mary Andrew, much more back to this Mary Andrew voice. Oh, the poor Silaroo can't remember who they are or where they are from. If only one of your friends knew of such a thing. Whom among you would know Silaroo's real name?
I don't think it matters. I'm here now. I'm myself. If you want my soul, come and take it.
He sort of stops and looks up. Well, that's really disappointing, because I was going to tell you Bear Minerva had betrayed you, but you don't care. So...
Well, if that's what has happened, I don't trust you. Do you want to talk to me, or do you want to kill me? Or both?
Column A,
Please
column
not
B. I had thought it easier to kill you, but maybe better to welcome you into the Pantheon, and we kill the others.
I don't think so. Here's what I think will happen. You kill me, you take my soul, and then my soul is in you. And then we'll see. I step closer to him and his blade.
And he says, it looks across at the Sun Eater, whose clothes go all of a sudden from white to black and are smoking, and he eyes flame. He says, "As you wish," and he swishes the sword with your name on it. I think we said it was Jacob, but you sort of don't see the surname, but you see the word Jacob in it, and you can see a part of your own reflection in the sword as it snakes out, and he is going to stab you. What do you?
Oh, I'm totally going to let him.
Can I defend?
Please don't. Please don't.
You really don't want it? Okay.
No, I want to, as I said, I want him to take my soul, and then I want to take him over from within.
So
that's the plan.
The sword.
I mean, that's a stupid plan, but you know.
The sword stabs into Cy LaRue's chest, and we're not quite on a crossroads anymore. You're at the remnants of a peristyle porch, Hellenic sort of curved pillars, and looking out into crossroads upon crossroads, and says, "You will not be reborn into this world. It is mine." And you feel your essence draining into the sword, and your spirit is sort of being pulled into it. Sai, what are you going? What is your plan? As we sort of see Cy LaRue sucked down into the blade. In fact, I might give a moment there.
The plan is that.
Yeah, go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you go for it.
I think the plan is basically to get into Mary Andrews' soul with my spirit.
So you want to sort of try and battle through that? Is that like it? So okay, so how does that look? You're trying to literally sort of try and push past and take control of their form from within the sword?
Yes, that's yeah. I mean, there is some part of me in the sword, and I will try to reunite with that, and then with everything of myself, go into him and take him over, basically.
Well, let's see if you can reunite yourself first with an unleashing of some powers.
We'll try that. See how that goes. Oh, I've rolled that. It's an 8.
8 in total, or 8 plus your 3?
Mm-hmm. It's an 8 in total. I've
okay. So, are you marking a condition, or is this unstable or temporary?
I think I am marking a condition here. I think I mark angry, because I mean that's basically when the rage comes out. I've been killed. Yeah. And I think when I reunite with myself, that kind of takes a bit of more of point than it did when I was not all myself.
Seems legit. So as we see that happening to Cy LaRue, the Sun Eater raises his eyebrow and looks at you, Ash, and says, I assume that you are not going to volunteer to die by my fire.
You broke up, Dave.
Oh, sorry. I assume you are not going to volunteer to die by my fire.
Granddad's dead. I thought you should know.
Said, I know. He stayed way too long, keeping me out of the city. I could feel him cracking. And he left behind you to defeat me. That fire is not yours. Give it to me so I may remake this world. And he's telling you who you is.
Ooh, he's going to tell me who I am.
Yeah, legacy matters might be appropriate at this point, but
I'm going to let him tell me who I am.
says you are a child unworthy of the fire that you possess. Give it to me, and I will help them finally to understand this is a world to be unmade and remade by us, not defended in its form. Surely you see this. And he is putting, in fact, he's going to put your danger down because he doesn't think you're that dangerous. He's going to put your mundane up because you're just like baby super.
Great. I'll mark potential and take +1 forward.
Uh-huh.
How disappointing. The great feared Sun Eater, eventually to be defeated by an unworthy child and their friends, some sinister kids. You could have left a legacy that made the world a better place. Instead, you just worked yourself into something awful and something the world doesn't need anymore. Take my power if you can, servant of smoke and shadow.
Shrugs. As you wish it. And he steps forward and takes on a form of black Aztec smoking fire and fury, like a dragon unfurling. And with that, his claws swoosh out against you, and I would like you to take a powerful blow.
Great. I will never give up and I will never surrender.
Seems legit.
So I'm going to throw my savior. It's a 15. It's just like disgusting. I stand strong and yeah, I'm going to stand strong. And I'm going to inspire the team, adding 1 team to the pool. I guess his claws strike forward and dig straight for Ash's heart, and the impact with his hoodie. And as they do, there's just a flash of light, and where Ash was, there's the other Ash, the tall, inhumanly beautiful Mayan god with like the golden chest jewelry and golden tiara, golden bracelets on his arms, feathers coming from his like headdress and from his shoulders, which are just burning with like fire, like a phoenix's plume. And in his right hand, where he would once wield this big, clumsy, like poker sword, is this long, burning spear. And the claws are like trying to dig into that gold, and that Ash does not even move. And it's you forget the power of sacrifice. And I guess I get an opening against my attacker.
You do,
so
but before we do that, we are entering the battle against a dangerous foe as a team.
Oh no, sorry, I chose to add team to the pool instead of getting opportunity. Sorry.
Yeah, so I put that in already, but we need to add more team to the pool probably. Whom is the leader in this scenario? Feels like it's probably Ash, but tell me if anyone disagrees with that.
No, that's what I was going to go with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
Ash, do you
sounds like
have influence on everyone in the team?
Yes.
Cool. What's your purpose in the fight?
My purpose is to remove 2 idiots from this world.
Does anyone have a substantially different objective in this fight?
I might have a harsher replacement for the word replace, but yeah, pretty much.
I'm more focused on one idiot than the other, but yeah, principally getting rid of these chuckleheads is
Yeah, these
Close
two need
enough.
to go.
If any team member mistrusts the leader of the team, not even Bail Minerva, that broke down your house. Is your team ill prepared or off balance? Not particularly. So I'm going to put 14 in the pool, taking up to a team of 6. And yeah, you've engaged them, but that does definitely allow Bayer and Rick to act. What do you do, Bayer?
Oh, I have a plethora of means. He seems very straightforward, so I guess I will also be straightforward. I'm gonna jump on his back, and just I should have thought further than just jump on his back. And just I think I'm trying to use the momentum to like just jump on his back, and like I don't think Bea's like had anything prepared other than jump on his back and slap maybe like a note on the back of his head.
Cool. When you stand strong while dramatically under fire, you can roll with Savior instead of Danger with Suck It Domitian. So I presume trying to literally ride a smoke and fire dragon sounds like a standing strong while dramatically under fire to me. I think that would be legit if you so wish to. Yeah, your save is actually 3.
Yeah, no, it's the best one because it's right in the middle of this palindrome of a stat line. Geez, I wasn't even thinking of that move. Thanks, Dave. That's a 12.
Boom. So you choose to engage a threat. What would you like to do?
Okay. One is to resist, avoid their blows. I just remember now this spell I've slapped on him is a drowsiness spell that I've used to induce drowsiness on myself when I need to get away when I needed to like escape having to do chores. I'm like, oh, just sleeping. I'm just asleep now. Sorry, moms. But that's what the spell does. So resist, avoid their blows, and create an opportunity. Let's just keep opening him up.
Let's then see how Rick deals with this. Where do your attentions go to the Merry Andrew or to the Sun Eater?
Yeah, I think that I am going to. I think for the moment I'm just going to gather my burn again, I think it's sort of similar to before. We can kind of see like as passions arise during the fight, we see sort of Rick feeding off of the power that's unleashed as the sort of fire bursts in, the shadows surrounding him kind of lengthen, we probably get a little bit of that, just rising just slightly off of the ground as he sort of draws in this power. And I will.
So you're rolling with a +1 this time because you've got a condition marked.
And that is a 10. Actually, no, it's an 11. So yeah, that is
3 burn.
3 burn again, isn't it? Cool.
Let that. You gather that around you. Don't forget your bolstered doom sign as well if you do wish to wield your powers at some point. But let's go back to the internal mind scape of you in this blade, and there are hundreds of these blades, and there are lots of things which feel like you, Sai. The swords themselves feel like they are actual crossroads, holding you in places, stopping you from making a decision, keeping your souls at bay, and fueling this this spirit. How do you react?
I don't know if anyone else felt it, but like Dave, you cut out there for
Oh,
like.
sorry, I don't know if I catch right. Sorry, that's what I was like.
Well, yeah, we got the latter half, but I was
Okay,
thinking,
sorry.
where did these swords come from?
Right, sorry. That was. Let me start back to the top. That was my connection's obviously been a bit weird tonight. That was for Sai. It said, Sai, you are. There are literally hundreds of swords in this cape, each of them holding a soul very much like yours. They feel similar, quite like you, and they are all in their crossbars of the pommel and the blade, like crossroads, holding everyone from being able to move on. You can feel the boundaries of the edge of yours. What are you doing?
I'm unstoppable.
So you're just going to break through the boundaries of the
Yes.
prison cell.
I mean, sounds legit, right? I mean, that's what the move is for.
Exactly so. Roll for me with danger, and let's describe what this looks like.
Yeah. Maybe I roll better this time. Yeah, I do. Well, not much, but it's still an 8. So unstoppable. 7, 8, mark a condition, leave something behind, or take something with you. Okay. Take something with me. I mean, could I don't know what I would take with me. Leave something behind. Maybe I'll leave my memories behind again. Because right now I don't really need them, and I smashing through is what I'm kind of used to as the ghost, half ghost. So I'll leave the memories behind for now. Again.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, but I saw that Andrea wrote take lower. Yeah, but that's what I really want to. That is not a drawback if I take them with me. That's actually what I'm planning to do, to take them with me. So by smashing the crossbars, that's the ideal outcome. So I won't take that as a drawback.
Cool. Okay, so that's fine. So you realize as you broke out, you've left part of what
You're
was
breaking up again.
Oh gosh. Shouldn't be.
I've heard that you realize as you broke out.
I'm just gonna stop my video a second. Right. Is it my video freezing or is it my audio cutting out?
It's both.
Both.
Cool. Okay.
Leandro, you're muted.
Oh yeah, I just noticed. Yeah, you would freeze up and then suddenly it would catch up and it will cut away to whatever you're saying in the moment.
Cool. Let me stop my video for a second because I'm doing descriptions. So as I say, the you cut away and we sort of see echoes and images that the audience would see echoes and images of Sai's mortal life, but it is sort of taken away as you leap forward and break out, not looking back. And here in the shadows of its cloak, the lower is, you can feel its fear rising, going, you shouldn't be able to do that. Let's cut to back round to
can I just scream at him and say, maybe not scream, it's more like I'm chuckling like, fuck you, I can.
I'm gonna try something for more Wi-Fi program. Right, so at that point, let's come back. Let's come back on Bear, who's still on the back of the dragon, this serpent that you are sitting on the back of, riding like it's a bucking bronco. It's sort of shaking through the sleepiness, but is not quite down and out. What are you doing?
I think I'm just kind of like, I'm trying to sound badass by saying, hey, remember that house you just burned? That was my house. So I'm going to burn down your house. Only I don't think you have a house because you don't have a home because you're just some lonely dragon who's not with anyone. Yeah, and you're dealing with me, Bea Minerva. I'm triggering pretty much a superhero. He seems important.
Shit talking.
The shittest shit talking. Yeah, okay, my house burned down. You know, there's still room for some levity. Yeah, I'm bringing up my superhero name to someone important. He seems important. He's a dragon. Unless you think we're past that, in which case I should do something more proactive.
No, I think that's fine. And it says, "Your Bear Minerva, you broke through the defenses of the Midnight Court." So he has heard of you and thinks that you're dangerous and not at all mundane.
Oh, the things I had to roll to make that move.
Yeah, well, that's what he's going to do. I'm just letting you know that's what the...
Should I say that again?
Yeah, you roll now. Yeah, just go for it.
Okay, cool. Oh, wait, no. That's a 9. So yeah, on a hit, yeah, they've heard of you. Say, which of your exploits? Ooh. Yeah. I think like it's not just the Midnight Court. They've heard of me. I think let's see. Yeah, what other more random exploits they've heard? Probably the time I want it to be sun related. Okay, actually no. It was probably the time that Bea wanted to like skip a day. It's in like I could really just go skip ahead to Friday, and instead what she did was pull the sun a few inches closer to the earth. Well, actually, no, that might be a bit much, but something like that. Like she did some sun and time magic. The problem was she did that in the middle of a fight with Mr. Sin, who I've just decided is now a recurring enemy, and it messed up whatever whatever connection to the smokeless fire that he had specifically, that Ash's uncle had. It was a ridiculous stunt kind of exploit.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay, so he's taking it a little bit more seriously now that you're on his back and is somewhat afraid of you. Ash, what is your next moment?
Oh, he's got a bear on top. How big is he now?
It's big serpent. So not giant sort of grr serpent, but enough to sort of wrap you in its coils, 2 of you probably, and squish you.
Cool. I think Ash just vanishes in a flash, and then you realize he's like running along the side of the serpent at ridiculous speed.
Mm-hmm.
And as he runs along, he's going to try and dig his spear into its flank, and I'm going to directly engage a threat, something I'm very bad at. 7 becomes a 5. Do you want to help, Bea?
Yeah. I have a move that I can give you +2.
I noticed.
Hell yeah.
And there's lots of team.
Yeah. If that's okay with folks, it's spending 2.
No,
Yeah,
it's
I
not
think
all right with me.
you don't get a say in this, Dave.
Damn.
This is for the team, and you're not a part of the team. I'm kidding. Yeah, I think like yeah, Bea's like elated. They're like, oh man, he's heard of me. But notice that like, yeah, no, Ash is doing like, oh yeah, shit, we're in the middle of a fight. So I think I'm gonna slap on a second spell, which is just a modifier which just increases effect on the drowsiness spell, just to like keep. It's not enough clearly because he's a godlike kind of being, and it's already shaking off the effects. But it's enough to like discombobulate him so that Ash can get in the spear.
Cool. So that will allow you to hit on a 7 to 9 with a directly engage a threat.
I really, really want to take something from him. It's his connection to the first fire. Is that something I'm allowed to do?
Yeah.
So I think
Describe what it looks like.
as Ash sort of runs up the side, sort of the spear flicks a few times, and there's a cut here and a cut there, and the serpent sort of coils to try and protect its flanks. But as it arches back, with Bea slapping more spells on it, trying to shake her off, that opens up its chest, and within a moment, Prometheus just appears there, right in front of the chest, digs the spear in, and where the spear strikes, this huge column of fire explodes out into the distance, and then he reaches into the cut and pulls out this perfect white orb of light, just like he pulled from himself in the shadow place.
And then it collapses to the floor like a puppet with its strings cut.
You are no longer our blood.
How are you reacting to all this, Rick?
Yeah, I think Rick kind of sees the you know, Bayer and Ash dealing with the dragon thing, and his attention switches over to over to Gerde, and he is going to kind of put the put his fingers in his mouth and do one of those big wolf whistles, and out of the shadows in the sort of as the sun starts to come over the horizon, a large black panther will leap out, and I'm going to spend 2 of my burn to create a psychic manifestation of a panther, which I'm going to sick on Gede.
And I'm assuming that is like an animal Black Panther rather than we've had a
Yes,
cross-universe foul all of a sudden.
Very
T'Challa
confused
comes running
Marvel
over.
superhero.
Thump. Grand. So what you sent that for constructs, is that? Or
Yes, that's right. Yep. And I will spend the extra one to give it like you know, a will of its own.
grand. Then okay, I'll think about how to use that in a moment. Unless you have something specific you're intending for it to do.
What I actually might do, with the like its initial attack, I've also just picked up, or at the beginning of the session, I've picked up Are You Watching Closely, when you mislead, distract, or trick someone. So yeah, I think I might cause something of a distraction here, or not. My superior is not amazing, so we'll see how it goes. that is an 8. So I believe on an 8 I get to choose one from the list.
Yeah, you do.
No, sorry, 2 from the list on an 8. So yeah, I think I'm going to go for you expose a weakness or flaw, and you get an opportunity. Though I'd like that if it's possible for that to be maybe to give Sai an opportunity rather than
Sure.
myself.
Sure, that makes sense to me. I think dark within the shadowy recesses of Gedde's cloak, where it was already concerned. What does it look like then, Rick? What have you done to aid? Sai.
Yeah, I think actually it may be as the sort of panther leaps in, it kind of leaps onto him and rakes at him and then sort of bounds off again. I think there's just that moment where he kind of shakes his head dismissively, but then he kind of looks down and there is like just traces of like weird blood-like substance coming out of him, as because this creature isn't entirely real or entirely spectral. It seems to somehow be able to affect him.
Mm-hmm. I think between this one and that, it also cuts through gaps of light. So where there would have been just darkness and the candles of the swords burning, you can see them in the darkness. Sai.
I can see the
You can
candle.
see Gede.
Oh, sorry. Give me a sec to fix my loudspeaker again. No, that's not it. Yes, sorry. I can see. Yeah, that's fine. That might give me the opening I need to get at him, really. And I want to just kind of strike out at him with my spiritual presence. I mean, and I want to directly engage a threat, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think that Rick has given me the means to do that via these cuts and brands in Gedde's essence. So I can strike for that, and maybe I can take the other Loas with me, or maybe they just want to run off. That's fine as well. Rolling. I've rolled a 9. I've got a danger of 1, so that's a 10.
Gets you to choose 2.
Yeah, and I kind of forget what I can choose. I can choose not
resist
to
or avoid
be.
their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition. Your blow was landed correctly, so you have inflicted a condition already. Your blow landed successfully, so you inflict a condition on them. It's just
but I still want to frighten him. I want to impress and frighten him. And also, I think, take something from him. Yeah, I want to take the other laws from him.
What does that look like? All these from out on the cape, it looks like swords, right? But inside here, each one of them are like a candle burning, with all their sort of flickering, and you can see every one of them has got something inside the candle moving and twirling. So what does it look like?
Well, I've broke the cages, I think. And what I do now is I whirl in the wake of these panther claws. I whirl through this interior of his cloak, kind of straight at these wrens. But while I go past, I will touch each of those flames, and they will grow bigger. They will kind of grow incandescent for a moment, and then they will either fly out of the cloak or fly at the wrens. Who knows? Yeah.
From the outside, it looks like literally that the Mary Andrews cloak has just caught fire as they are covered in flames. I have one condition left. can you make them feel guilty, I wonder. But
Probably not.
it is burning, and the smoke is sort of receding away from the sun eater on the ground. How are you reacting, Prometheus? What are you doing?
So what's on the ground in front of Prometheus now?
The smoke receding, and so you can sort of see the form of your uncle, and you've got the fire is in your hand.
Mm-hmm. Monster of darkness, I banish you from the light. You will only know shadow. You will never feel warmth. You will never know where you are. You are nothing now, not even a memory. And Ash is going to try and absorb the light he took from him.
Cool. That sounds to me. It sounds to me very much like you want to lay a curse down on him, and I think this is actually a provoke rather than unleash your powers, because if it's a success,
Yeah.
it is effective. Oh, with superior, which is locked for you on a 2.
Well, that makes 6. Does Bea have any magic they can add into this curse?
Yeah.
To make it formal and binding?
Yeah. I think.
Oh, wait. Actually, was it Savior or Superior or Savior?
It was Savior.
No,
No, superior. Sorry,
Superior. Superior. So that's actually a 5. So I need 2 points to pass.
I'm here. I think I see the curse that you're doing, so I pull out of. This is a complicated curse to like seal in, and this is a rush job, so I think I pull out the notebook, which has all the other spells I got, and just rip out a chunk. Just kind of like start putting them on top of where I'm at, and this is just kind of like glue, basically. This is like the equivalent of adding more plaster to this curse you're laying down, just making sure nothing leaks out.
So this is another 2 team from the tool pool going through it at a rate of knots, is what we'd like to see. Bang. So that puts you into the 7 to 9 category. They stumble, you take +1 forward against them. They err, and you gain a critical opportunity, or they overreact, you gain influence over them. And I get to choose. They err, and they will gain a critical opportunity as his eyes flick open, and he looks at you and says, "As you wish. Every shadow, every smoke, every flame with smoke, every reflection of you, I shall be from now to the end of eternity." And there is a moment, and it's gone. And you can see, as you look down, your shadow. You can just sort of see their presence over your shoulder in the shadow. But you have grabbed their source of power, which is in your hand, and it reunites with your flame. Come back to the description of that in a moment as we go across to Sai. And it's sort of this everything is so you can see the candles exploding, the flames dashing out in a way, and it looks at you, this figure that's sort of almost broken and twisted now, and says, "Look, if you expect me to apologize, I am a god. You are a mortal. You weren't worthy of joining this family. I killed you. Do you want to know why I killed you?"
No, I just want you to die.
And what do you do about that?
Well, I think at that point I will unleash my power again, because I like the idea that I will just reach into whatever he is and use my power over death that I have to introduce death into this creature, because he should have died so long ago, and now he should finally go and be dead properly for once.
So please roll to unleash your powers.
Yeah, I will. Unleash. See how that goes. Oh well, doesn't go that well. I need some help here, Rick, please. I'm at a 6.
Yeah, sure thing. And I think Rick steps up next to Sai. Maybe actually even reaches out and grabs Sai's like free hand and sort of makes contact. No, not entirely. And he raises his other hand as well and starts to also kind of tug at the spiritual essence that makes up Gede.
Okay. So that's a 7. Would you like to mark a condition, or for me to describe it as unstable or temporary? You're muted, sorry.
Oh, sorry, I don't want this to be unstable or temporary at all. I will take a condition, and I think I will take guilty, because I mean I'm trying to kill him now. That's not really nice, but well. Also, do I clear angry, because I definitely have hurt somebody?
I think you broke something. You broke a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
I think there is a moment where it screeches and howls, and echoing back to the opening scenes of issue 1, it is pulled down into one of the candle jars that the lower escaped from, and you're holding the essence of Gede in a spirit jar where you were once destined to be placed. And then you're in the real world looking back, and you're on the crossroads, and the sun is about to rise. But hey, let's take 5 minutes there, gang, and then we'll come back and deal with the aftermath of this. So, from the outside, what this looks like is, I say, Mary Andrew Gede catches a flame, and you see them pull down into a jar, and the lid goes on and it sort of rattles as on its side, and you can see the spirit inside there, and Sai standing next to it. What do you do with the jar, Sai?
Well, I think he needs a burial, a real one, like a funeral, and a grave and a gravestone. Proper one, proper burial. So I don't think he had that. And I'm mostly telling it to Rick, because I think he's standing next to me.
Rick, how do you react?
I'll say, well, from what I heard, we're standing on, or at the very least next to a graveyard right now. And I think then he just he kind of grins, and I'm going to spend my last point of burn, and several spectral figures rise up and produce instruments.
So it's a second line. Start playing the funerary marches. Well, not so much funerary marches. The celebratory second line bands of a New Orleans funeral procession line up and start making noise. How is Bayer reacting to all this?
It's just another day in Crescent City, isn't it? I think she was standing near Ash, right?
Yeah.
I think like so. Yeah, she's a bit a ways away from where Sai and Rick are doing, and they see the funeral procession, and they just think like, well, they've got that sorted. She's kind of like still holding on to her notebook. I think she's standing on Ash's second shadow. I don't think she noticed. It's just, huh. Didn't know Rick could summon a ghost parade. A black parade, even. This is to Ash.
Ash is just looking at his feet. What?
Ghost parade.
Yep. That's a ghost parade.
You're not worried about what your uncle said there, are you?
Which bit?
Well, oh shit, am I standing on him?
Yeah.
Do you want me to keep standing on him?
How do you feel about it?
Well, I guess he did try to kill my mom's. At the end of the day, he's your uncle.
At the end of the day, I don't feel killing him achieves as much as taking his power away and punishing him for what he's done.
That makes sense.
Maybe this is permanent. Maybe it's temporary. But if he ever comes back to the world of light, he will not find it welcoming.
Well, don't think that this is just you, you know. There's still them. Tries to point at Rick and Sai, but the ghost parade is like just passing by. It's like I think there's some...
Dave, are they still fighting Giddy, or is this
No,
look like
they seem to be. Sai's got him in what you assume is remnants in the jar, the funeral procession, and they're heading into the graveyard.
I think I at least have looked over at the others just to see if they're okay, but they seem to be, so let's bury get it.
Yeah, I guess Ash.
I call over, hey, you want to come and bury get it?
Yeah, I think Ash there'll be a flash, and he'll just be the little kid in a hoodie again, and he'll just join the back of the parade, hands in pockets, and follow it, just trying to blend in.
One of the musicians is definitely one of the Elvis zombies we saw in the.
What is this funeral parade? It's like a cameo fest.
Yeah, possibly so. He's doing the dance. Oh, he's anointed from the Church of the Latter-day Elvi.
Oh my god!
I think I'll just call on a few other ghosts if they want to join. Like, it's a graveyard, there are probably a lot of ghosts there, so we have a real parade, just the musicians leading it, and then other ghosts gathering around, like a wake.
Yeah, this was a parade to hundreds will listen and answer and sort of step up from their resting places, and there are many looking on at you, holding this remnant of a lower spirit and an empty grave. What do you do with it, Sai?
Well, I will turn to the others and say, the ghosts and the living people, and say, well, this was once a man, and he was killed, and he was angry about it, and he let his anger eat him, and then he started eating others, and he shouldn't have, but it's over now. He can rest now.
Let him rest.
Yeah, and I'll put him in the grave. And
and as you put it in, you realize you are not alone. There are others from the Midnight Court around you. Bit by bit, they throw some dirt and think of a memory of Mariandro and Gede. And we see the Raven sort of leans on his stick and looks at the four of you and say, so is this what it will be then from now? You four putting the wrongs of the city to right with some sheriff's badge?
I would hope that maybe someday everyone in the city will be helping make it a better place for us all.
Noble ideas.
Yeah, one city between the four of us, it sounds a bit too much. Sure, though, that's not just the four of us. It's a big city.
you can share.
Oh, I'm sure it will be just fine as long as you don't get in any of our ways. You broke the covenants, the pacts, and the world is wide open. Grudges of 1,000 years will be spilt on this street. You're going to be busy. I'm going to enjoy watching you.
If you ever feel like helping.
Well, I'm afraid the problem with that, Prometheus, is you assume that I'm on your side. And he's gone in black mist and away.
I'm
again,
really hungry. Can we go get something to eat?
So let's turn maybe the page on this as we see this funeral procession, or this funeral, and the from one page, top down, and I can't remember the artists of top 10, but it is sort of one of those things. There's cameos aplenty in the artwork here of various characters we have seen in the Arcane arc, and we are. Are you back at the Black Cat for your chicken wings? Just something to eat, or elsewhere?
Actually, I think Bea says that and then kind of realizes, no, she should go back to her mom's. Make sure they're okay. If that's all right with folks.
Of course, family comes first.
Yeah, maybe we can meet up tomorrow. I've got something else I've got to do. Fulfill a promise I made.
Let's grab lunch together tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Celebrate, drown sorrows, whatever we feel like. I should probably go check on my dad.
Yeah.
And I think as people start to drift away, Rick is just going to stay back with Sai for a moment before they head off. And he says, Sai, that speech you gave was nice, but how about you? You still planning on sticking around a little while longer?
Seems like I'm still half me. I'm still Sai, I guess. When I went into the sword, I kind of remembered who I was, but it's gone now. I think it's gone for good. I guess I'm just me now. Rick, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah, I'm going to be fine, I reckon. And I don't know, maybe I can, one day if you want, I can try and help you find out who you were before, but I don't know, maybe you're better off just being who you are now.
Yeah, maybe I am. I don't think I need to resurrect the past right now. Maybe one day, as you said, but I think there are other things that need to be taken care of first, right?
You aren't wrong.
Hmm.
Well, I guess I'll let you get off on whatever you need to do, and I'll head back.
Back where?
I haven't quite decided yet, but I'll find somewhere.
Okay. You want to go just a little walk before you go wherever you want to go, and I go wherever I want to go, just a little ways?
Sure thing.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, I like the picture of the two of them just leaving the graveyard together. Just a picture without words or anything.
Cool. So let's cut to your Aunt Sue's house, Bear.
Yeah. It's a nice place. Probably closer to like the swampier areas of Crescent City. But it's definitely a place that doesn't look like yeah, Aunt Zeus. No, it's not. Bea definitely looks out of place in her fancy coat. Also, I think she still has the sword, Duke's sword,
Mm-hmm.
which obviously she can't really use because she used it up. And yeah, I think she's just like nervous, but feels like really tired. But she kind of like knocks on the door, and whoever answers it, she's immediately just gonna go, "I'm sorry, I didn't text you, but we beat the bad guys, and I really want to go to sleep now. Are you okay? Are you just gonna be okay?"
I think it's probably Aunt Sue who looks at you and washes the mud off your face and goes, "Oh, why don't we get you some sweet tea and something to eat? Have a sleep. We can deal with your mums in the morning."
How are they? Are they okay?
They're sleeping as well.
Okay, I'm gonna go sleep. Thanks, Aunt Sue. You just put the sword somewhere safe. It's a friend's. I'm holding on to it for him. You would be nice.
Your Aunt Sue has dealt with you before, so puts it in a locked box along with some garlic, some holy water, just to be sure. And you sort of awake in the morning and you can hear people moving and it's breakfast time.
Oh, it's really tough to get out of this bed, but she's gonna do it. And see who's there.
Both of your mothers are at the table and they're talking and they sort of see you come in. Both of them stand up and grab and hug you and pleased to see you. And then they sort of sit down. So, is this the life you're choosing for yourself? I think it says, Miriam, is this it? Are you, I'm not strong enough for this, Bayer. Dabbling and playing, but in this world, doing these things.
This is the life I want to lead. I've dreamt about it for some time. I think she fell asleep wearing the coat. So in the pocket she like takes out the notebook, and I've been thinking about this for some time, and I thought that this would be my way to make a difference, And I think I have. I think me and my friends we've made a difference. We've helped people, but I mean, you're my moms. You're also people. No, this is what I want to do. But if it's going to cause problems,
Oh, it's going to cause problems, says Miriam, and then Marisol puts her hand on hers and gives her a look. And says, "We will always support our daughter in the choices they wish to make in their life." Said, said, "We will always support our daughter in the choices she makes in her life. But good like being a superhero when you're grounded till you're 30.
but wait, what? But all I done was be friends with someone who had an evil uncle. Unless, do I have an evil uncle?
They both look at each other with a moment of alarm and look back to you. And we'll leave that as a stinger for volume 2. Ash, you're going back to your father's house, yeah?
Yeah.
So when
You just muted yourself.
he's been clearing up he's clearing up the house, clearing up the den that your grandfather was in, that sort of living room. He's folded away the little sort of card table that you have his beer bottles on and the ashtray in, and he's been painting the walls.
Ash will go through to the kitchen, put the coffee pot on, and start making them both a coffee. Then he'll come through like a minute later and just put the cup down beside his dad.
He picks up the coffee, and the coffee ritual begins again. Your father sips the coffee and looks at you and says, "Something's changed."
The sun eater's gone. He will never be allowed to come near the light ever again. I didn't think death was enough.
Those are choices you have to make now. You've embraced your legacy. Choices you make and choices you live with. And he looks at your double shadow and says, "Some decisions you'll carry for the rest of your days."
Then let's make some good decisions together.
He says, "That seems right." And he pulls out some wallpaper samples and shows you, and he says, "Which do you think?"
Cut.
Sai, where are you heading?
I think I will try to find the grandchildren of Jacob. What was his name? Davidson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I have to tell them something, and then I will just kind of stay in the background, find it. I don't know how old they are, but I imagine they're probably they're teenagers like myself. So I wait until they're kind of in trouble, maybe get themselves in trouble, and then I'm going to help them And then I'm going to tell them that, well, one day their grandfather did me a favor and that I was repaying it now. They should remember that their grandfather was a good man and that they should strive to, well, to do him right, to do right by him. In his example that he set.
I think as you say that, you see the ghost of him across the street, and he takes off his hat and nods to you, and you see him starting to fade from this world into another, and he takes a direction and walks away on a crossroad. The city is full of crossroads.
Cool.
Rick, anything that you would like to frame?
No, I think I'm happy just kind of going back to us meeting up again.
So, is it at the at Le Chat Noir?
I mean, I like that.
I feel like it's got to be just to wind up the Black Dog some more. So yeah.
As you come towards the door, we see it is Kitty, isn't it? Yeah, we see Kitty Owls, the bouncer, with her black cat on the door. She looks at all four of you as you sort of arrive one by one and goes, "Woo! Nice swag. You guys are all grown up now, right? Come on in."
Thanks, Kitty.
Oh crap! I just remembered something. Is Kitty? Can you tell us if Devil Doll is anywhere nearby?
Nope, she's not in.
Okay.
Has there been much trouble recently?
So, there's been plenty of trouble, but I don't think that anyone's gonna be messing about with you guys today. Come on in, team.
Thanks for keeping this place safe. I'll head on in.
I think like Bea's fretting over. It's just like, crap! Forgot to talk to either of them. We just went for gumbo, didn't we? Sherry was there, and then Devil Doll was there, and I said I talked to both of them. Well, one of them was kicking the other's ass, which was a look. But yeah, I still need to talk to them.
Is this all happening out loud?
Yes.
Well, if it's any consolation, I can get Devil Doll off your back. We just need to get fake married.
Fake married.
Well, married's probably a slightly euphemistic term for it, but
Okay. Can you be the one to tell Sherry all about this, or do I have to?
I don't think you can pay me enough for that, Bea.
I don't really have much on me anyway.
I think when Sai comes in, he just looks at Bea for a moment. Like with this, I'm not asking. But if you want to tell, fine.
I think Bea doesn't, well, kind of like feel that Sai's gaze is on her, and she kind of like goes, excuse me, to Rick and to Ash, and kind of like go up to Sai, and just kind of like take them to like a bit away from the table. It's just, listen, about what Mary Andrew was saying. Well, for one thing, I thought they were laying it thick. I don't think it was a betrayal. Oh, or maybe it was. Look, it's just. Yeah, it was your right to know, but I wasn't sure if you wanted to know who you were because frankly,
I used to, but it's fine.
Are you sure? I mean, the only reason I didn't tell you is because I didn't know if you were going to how you'd react. But
Well, I guess that we've crossed that river. We've burned that bridge.
okay,
My past is gone. I'm Sarah LaRue now. And you gave me that name, Bea. Even though I know it's not the real one.
Yeah. I didn't expect you to really grow into it.
You want to come back to the table and tell me whether you got that name from?
Oh, it's a bit of a long story.
That's where we should go back to the others. But I want to hear that.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you.
Can we do a side cut while you guys are talking on your side?
Sure.
So, Rick, how are you feeling with your new responsibilities?
In truth, I've mostly been running from the still at the minute. I guess I'm going to have to face up to that at some point, but yeah, I may need your advice on handling that whole thing.
Of course, anything I can do to help you, I'm there for you.
Thanks, man.
I'm going to need your help as well. I've created a really big mess, and I need to start fixing it. And I need help. I need people to make it work. And I hope there's still a future for us Sinister Kids.
Yeah, man, I can't say I'm the most experienced at fixing messes. Either that's also not really. The whole responsibility thing in general is kind of new to me, but I want to help you, and I'll do what I can. I think things have got messy, but I think we're starting down the right road at least.
Yeah, it's just I'd like order to be kept amongst the courts, rather than say open vengeance on the streets.
Exactly. I think we need to try and keep a lid on things. I'll speak to the Obsidian Court and make sure. Well, I don't know how much I'll actually be able to control what they do, but I'll certainly have that conversation with them.
Cool. I'm hoping we can build a better world that we can pass on to the next generation, and that maybe they can change as they see fit to suit their needs.
Yeah, it'd be nice to leave a little something behind. And as well, like the whole stuff with your granddad, your uncle. Again, I ain't really big on the whole family side of things, but if you need anything, then I'm here.
It's okay. I'm really at peace with it, actually. Granddad had been around too long. He needed to move on, and the thing is, like, his presence is gone in the house, but I still feel him right here. I feel them all right here now.
They're a part of you, man. That's and they can never be taken away.
Sure. Can never be taken away. The guys are coming back.
Turn the page to a quiet street where we see Sherry and Devil Doll staring at each other. So Sherry, are we gonna fight over her? And Devil Doll cracks her knuckles and then looks at her and says, "Fuck that shit. We're not stereotypes." And the two of them walk away. Back to... Do we want to turn the page into further future epilogues, or has anyone got any other scenes they want to deal with? So, let's sort of close down by sort of seeing you a year or two from now. And probably one of the questions we want to answer here is, are you retiring from the life or becoming a paragon of the city? Let's see where Rick is in 2 years' time.
Yeah, I think we see Rick looking probably similar to what we've seen him before. Main difference is like, you know, the clothes he wears actually seem to fit him now, and he's just got that bit more composure to him. I think we see him I think we sort of see him with a group of people who definitely have the kind of the vampire look to them, and he's kind of talking to / maybe arguing with them, but yeah, sort of seems to be kind of holding his own.
Okay. And in 2 years' time from now, where is Prometheus?
2 years is a long time. I think he's in this place, this awful, shapeless, grey place. It's just this mild half-tone grey as far as the mind can comprehend. And the god, Prometheus, probably has several people there, hopefully including Rick. I've built the foundation. It's the place where light and dark can cross over. The Antumbra of this city. But we need to make it a safe place. A place where people like us can meet and coexist. And there will be no thrones, for we are equals now.
Where, up to 2 years' time, do we see Silaroo?
Well, Psy looks pretty much the same as they did now. A little less translucent. They don't want to. There's more control, I guess. And what we see them doing is you see them going into the sewers. It's like in it's just the same sewers basically as the first page. And he walks into a lab, And he looks around and he says, and there are spirit jars and stuff like that. And he looks around and he says, Sebastian Chin, didn't I tell you? I won't have you deal with ghosts in this city. And then some of these spirit jars just explode. And then some sort of action seems to arise because there are gray spirits coming from the bottom of the sewers and starting to leave that side of the room.
Awesome. And finally, Bane of Erva, our beacon, where do we see you on your hero's journey?
I think we get like a shot, I guess a panel of out in the bayou. There's these teenagers who've set up a ritual space. They've set up lanterns. They've marked out some diagrams on the marshy ground. They've set up their offerings and whatnot. And just as I think there's two of them, and they're kind of like whispering. They're very excited. They're about to light the candle. And I think they hear like a twig snapping, and they're like, "What's there?" And they hear a voice kind of call out, just saying, "From one professional to a bunch of amateurs, if you want to summon an entire dimension of hog spirits into Crescent City, that's what you would do. If you want to do what you actually want to do," and I think just stepping up from behind them is Bea Minerva, who's still wearing that blue coat, and unwrapping an ice cream sandwich, and kind of like will point to like a squiggle that she says should be a straight line, and it's just saying, "Now I know you and a lot of your friends are getting into this whole magic stuff, but if you want to learn from someone who's done the thing, just takes a bite and lets the offer linger in the air."
Okay. On the final page, we can hear or see the sounds of fists hammering. Deep down in the bowels of a cathedral, fists are hammering, and one more nail is pushed out. There are only 3 remaining, and in that coffin, something is coming back into the world. And we'll flip the page onto this final issue letter page. It's written by Auntie Sue, and it's got a recipe for sweet tea and gumbo. And we will close that issue for Mass Arcane and on this volume of this series. Let's cool down with some roses for the series. Anything anyone wants to call out they enjoy tonight?
What's a rose?
I've said it's a star.
Like stars, right?
It's got more. Technically, we do. I'm not going to do thorns because I have not got the mental energy. We'll just do stars, and then we'll celebrate what we've loved and stop recording and end this volume. I'm going to go in reverse order that we've just seen your characters. So, no, I'm going to get Sabine go first because I feel like I never get Sabine at the stop the star. So Sabine can go first.
Okay, I can go first because I've got lots of stars and I still got a half an hour to get rid of all of them. So yeah, you think I'm joking, right? Yes, I am. I think, yeah, stars to the whole session. I love the way we were confronted with the nemesis for the series, and we got to fight them, and I really like the way that Ash stood up to his uncle and took away the connection. That was nice. And I really love Bea just jumping on the back of the serpent. And yeah, I mean, just the help move was very, very useful this time. Because I think that I want to give another star to the dice room, because those rolls were pretty much, we needed the teamwork for this. This was amazing. Thank you, dice room. And Rick, yeah, for the Black Panther and the talk we had afterwards, I really liked it. And of course, that kind of the accent was catching, right? You realize that, Dave. So yeah. And David, thank you for this big star for the whole series, for the idea behind it, and all these NPCs and the little heart-shaped star, if there are any, for Devil Ball and Sherry. I'm sorry, Bea, but I really like the way they just like, well, fuck that. We're not fighting. Yeah. But these are my stars, basically, and I'll just stop now so somebody else can. It only took 2 minutes, so.
Then I'm gonna give Leandro a next one, especially the comments they've just put into the chat window.
I just said in the chat window, polyamory is a thing. Anyway, yeah, big roses, big stars, big, just huge gulps of stuff. That's not a word. That's not a phrase. To this whole series, I really dig the flavor of this entire run. This whole Southern Gothic Bayou Vertigo inflected series, but with teenagers, which is great. That's I think I think the balance was really struck. I loved everyone's kind of like arcs, from Rick being the mysterious doomed loner to like, oh shit, I'm in charge of a vampire court now, to make up for my father's sins. That's great, cool, okay. I did love that chat between Rick and Ash about responsibilities and whatnot. What are we gonna do next? And also the inventive stuff that David you were doing with Rick's powers. I was glad to see that. Also, yeah, Sai's arc as well. From I want to know who I am and why did I die, to like I can move on from that now. I don't need to know anymore, which is great because I didn't have an idea. But yeah, seeing that progression of especially given the stance they took last week, them standing up for themselves and being like, no, what was done to me was fucked up and none of y'all are helping me, so I'm gonna do it. And then being able to actually do it and get there, fight Mary Andrew, and being like, no, you killed me. I don't care what my friend has been doing. They're my friends, sure, they got a good reason. She did. Well, no, she did. She did. But yeah, getting to see that was lovely. Love these big melodramatic moments. We can just see what you mean. And Ash as well. Kind of like just finding his place in the legacy and just like really just owning up to that kind of responsibility was lovely. I should shout out to whenever Ash gets all florid and gets all dramatic and proclamatory. It's it always kind of like really, I think it's like definitely the most hero part of the series. And even though Legacy was kind of like kind of doom and gloom, it really helped to like have someone who very steadfastly wanted to like help people, as opposed to like others who were either forced into this or probably got into this for more frivolous reasons. And Dave, again, just knitting this all together, keeping this vibe going, keeping these NPCs like interesting and great, and getting us moving, and really just holding it all together. It was lovely to be part of this, and yeah, and also like specifically keeping the comic book parts for sure. I mentioned this to Sabine in our Blades game on Monday, but that game kind of like went off the rails and turned into a TV show and turned into a comic book and then turned into an animated series as my framing went off the rails. Well, here it's just consistent, you know? It's there's a letters page, there are panels, the page shifts. It's great. Thanks very much. I talked too much now, but thanks very much, everyone.
It's all good. I'm going to go to Andrea next.
Okay, so roses. So from the session, definitely the climactic battle. I think within that scene, we had fully transformed from effectively a pack of 4 disparate kids with some power to a real functional team of 4 powerful individuals working together to overcome an obstacle. Like where before we've done our own thing and sort of gotten through stuff, that was definitely the climactic team up at the end, and the big payoff. So that was great. Throughout the entire series, I really enjoyed that we've had 4 players who bring really different energies to the game in the characters, that suit the characters and bounce off each other really well. It's been really nice and really fun, so that everybody's moments have really just been unique, and everyone's been able to bring that sort of individual flavor to the game. What else do I love? Like Dave, you have rolled with every weird tangent we've thrown at you. You've taken everything we wanted and tried to deliver it to us within the game. You've really helped generate and support a really nice narrative that's gone to really interesting, exciting places. Like every session's been really enjoyable, just from the players and the GM all working together. That's the kind of thing I really like. And just like, yeah, everyone having their little sort of finishing their stories. Obviously, I think Rick's story finished a little bit before everyone else's, but just him now effectively being the vampire lord and having to manage those games to effectively keep the world safe. I really like that Sai has rejected who they were and accepted who they are, rather than say like desperately hanging on to something because you feel it's been taken from you. Like just those moments at the end where the Sai is like, yeah, well, I'm dead and I don't know who I was, but you know, the realization doesn't change who you are in that moment. And Bea, like Bea's definitely grown, but it's always sometimes hard to show how Bea's changed because the energy, the antics, the babbling and the chaos are always there. And just like I guess at the end, the scene with the mothers, and I think the cementing of Bea's life choices and what they're going to be doing with themselves is just think a nice finish for the Beacon story. So yeah, everyone was awesome. There was just like 8 sessions of awesome. Well done, everyone.
Hooray. And David.
Yeah, stars all around as ever. But no, it's been a really good series, and yeah, I guess the things I wanted to touch on sort of is like big overarching things. I think I really, I thought like I really liked how everyone bought into the premise and the tone of the game. Is really good. I mean, I was given who we had, I was expecting that, shall we say, but but still it was really good to see that we it was, especially when you're sort of when you're playing a game with like a kind of quite a specific tone, it is always a bit like it can be a bit draining if you just have like someone who just doesn't really get into it, whatever. And whereas in this, I felt like everyone was always really kind of bringing back, like I said, that kind of like moody gothic, Southern Gothic vibe going on, and I thought that we just always kept like pulling back into that, like every single person did, and that was really great. Like that's my kind of big like thing as a whole, other than everything was good, but it was that was like the thing that I thought really hit it for me. In terms of stuff like from tonight, like it was really nice seeing all of those like moments of the characters like standing up for who they were or who they were going to be. That when I think that happened for all three, Bayer, Prometheus, and Sai. So I think that was really good. I really liked Sabine. I really liked the whole thing with Sai, like going into Mary Andrew, and like that whole like going into his sort of spiritual essence and messing about with stuff in there was really cool. That was a very nice and very different thing to do, and I thought that was really good. And I mean, you know well how much I enjoy the Beacon playbook, and I think Beer tonight was like a maximum Beacon, just the sort of going between like sort of the moments of like vulnerability and humanity and sort of wisecracking, and then also just like seriously kicking ass. So yeah, I thought that was top beaconing tonight, definitely. And Andrea with Ash, it was again just really. I really liked the thing I said similar last time, but I really liked the approach to dealing with the Sun Eater, and how again you didn't take, like, I felt like either kind of just like sparing him or killing him would both sort of been the easy option, and I thought you picked like the one that was more interesting, the sort of stripping of his powers and banishing him and all that was awesome. I really like just the small moments as well we had between characters tonight. Again, I really enjoyed the little scenes I had with Ash at the end there, and with Sai at the conclusion of the fight were really nice to play into, and just seeing everyone else's bits and pieces as well, sort of just those sort of moments of like resolving stuff, and that was great. And again, to echo what some people have said, but Dave, just the way you kept things sort of flowing together nicely, kept scenes moving, and coming together, like picking up on the threads, and all that sort of thing. I think just overall kind of it felt like a very satisfying story by the end of it. It felt like everything had maybe not everything had been like tied up, but it felt like everything had been explored and everything had been given a chance to have like a moment. And so thank you very much, everyone. It's been very good fun.
Cool. I'm glad everyone's enjoyed it. This is, I think, since the start of the running or playing, I've played over 40 sessions of Masks and about 120 hours of Teen Superheroes, but four 8-part games that I've run, 8 to 9-part games that I've run, because I had this idea of, hey, maybe I can run Masks in different themes, and it's held up quite well. I still think it's one of the best Call of the Apocalypse games.
This one certainly might be one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Just from execution.
I think one of the reasons I did it is to sort of get my head around really pacing, running, and mastering a game. Because
Dave's frozen again.
No, am I back?
Your picture's kind of doing some kind of shrug.
If I stop video, am I about?
Oh.
There was a noise from you, Dave.
You might want to kill your video for a bit, Dave.
I just have, but it still doesn't seem to be working.
My hair is a mess.
Maybe that was it for the video.
Oh, I
There
think
he
he's back.
is.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello,
I don't know
David.
why things are being weird this evening. Maybe
Probably just ISP being awful.
Karen's playing like a game next door as well, so I don't know if it's just being weird internet or what. But yeah, it's I sort of this idea of let's try running and mastering a game because we play lots of games regularly on the Gauntlet, but it's like I really feel like I want to get under hood of a system and really learn to understand its beats, which has been my experiment. This will be my break from masks for a little while. I'll probably come back to it towards the end of the year.
But the
it's
funky
been-
60s masks.
Yeah, that'll be in the winter, right? But I feel I'm ready for a little bit of a mask break because sometimes I sleep and I feel I can say take a powerful blow. It sort of comes out of my mind.
Yeah,
But it's
I had
been
the same
great.
thing.
Yeah, I've absolutely loved your characters. I've loved helping you in your arc. The reason I love Play to Find Out games is not because of my ideas. I just put a scaffold in a sandbox and then see what you crazy kids do inside it. What you did with the Shadow Court was my highlight of the game because I did not expect that to happen in that way, and that sort of completely changed the arc, not just the characters, but the world. And the back of my mind, I've got like all these little cities that fit into my Masks universe. We're a separate continuity from Gauntlet Comics, but I must arrange with Alexi at some point for a crossover so we can smack those punk kids in the Gauntlet City up. It's been great.
And he froze again, I think.
Yes.
It's exactly the same position.
Yeah, less of a shrug. This.